Some of the questions that's very often asked about HYSYCAT, and quite frankly sometimes being used by competition designers to try and make the hydrofoil concept, give it a bad name, is people ask what happens if you hit something with a hydrofoil that's floating just under the surface of the water. The answer to that is that if you are lucky enough to hit an object that's floating just under the water surface with a hydrofoil, if you miss your holes and you hit it with a hydrofoil, which is probably the strongest part of the boat, it's designed to shear the bolts. So you would rather lose the hydrofoil than ripping holes into the hull of the boat. The construction around the hydrofoil is also, in the manufacturing process, very specialized, and it's special reinforcement around the foil area. The foils are encapsulated with laminate over it. So if it happens that you hit something and the foil tears off and the bolts shear, water won't leak into the boat to sink you. It would simply continue riding without the hydrofoil, obviously not performing as well. But the situation is that if you hit that same object with one of the holes, it would probably be destroyed. The foils are made out of a very high tensile stainless steel material, so the foil is probably the strongest part of the boat. Another question that's often asked, or what people refers to, is what happens when you run in dirty water, if there's plastic bags or seaweed or kelp or something like that. It's going to get stuck on the hydrofoil. That doesn't happen. The hydrofoil is creating enormous high and low pressure. There's some enormous vortex around the hydrofoil, and that will wash whatever is coming through the water. It will wash it off. It's got a center strut in a lot of cases, depending on the design of the foil. It's got a center strut supporting it. If it hooks on that center strut and you just turn the boat slightly, the forces on that hydrofoil will make it slip off. In all these years of testing HYSYCATs, I have not seen a problem with a hydrofoil being stuck in anything or any problem like that. The one or two hydrofoils that's had problems was purely stupidity, where people has actually run it onto slipways, or they've actually destroyed the complete boat with a hydrofoil. So in terms of safety on the hydrofoil, it is basically nothing that can go wrong with it. If you want to put the boat on a beach, you can do that, there's no problem. The hydrofoil, if you ride it onto sand, it might have a slight scratch on it, but it's not going to affect the performance and the water flow over the hydrofoil. So in terms of the negatives, there is actually none.